Time now for a look at the business news with Delano D'Souza. Delano, I believe we want to start with those latest growth figures in China.
That's right, Eve. Good morning. The Chinese economy grew 6.8% in the third quarter of 2017. The figure is above the government's full-year target. The data released as the Communist Party Congress is underway in the country. Yesterday, President Xi Jinping said the country's GDP rose during his first 5 years in office. China's full-year growth target for 2017 is around 6.5%. According to experts, the latest GDP figure indicates the Chinese economy is faring well on the surface, but beneath the surface, potential market stresses still do persist.
So how is that GDP figure then playing out on the markets?
Well, even though that figure was in line with the market estimates, we did see the Shanghai Composite end the session in negative territory, down around 0.5% at the close. Similar picture on the Hang Seng over in Hong Kong. The Nikkei, meanwhile, ending in positive territory, up 0.4%. Stocks have begun the session here in Europe. All the main indices in the red at the open. The Frankfurt DAX down around 0.5% at the open. Next, tourism authorities in the Spanish region of Catalonia say there has been a drop in the number of visitors over the last month. In August, a terror attack took place on Barcelona's Las Ramblas, killing 16 people. But the fallout from the ongoing political crisis is also weighing on tourist sentiment, as Solange Mougin reports.
Last year, 18 million tourists came to Catalonia to grab some sun, take a dip, and visit its cultural hotspots. But over the last month, since the October 1st referendum on independence, the region's tourism industry has been feeling the pinch, a drop of 15% compared to last year. That's triple the dip that occurred when the region was hit by terrorist attacks in August. Then tourism slipped by 5%, but rebounded quickly. This time, losses could reach 1.8 billion euros. In front of the Sagrada Familia, Barcelona's most visited landmark, tourists abound, but many hesitated to come.
We've been talking about whether to stay or go for 2 weeks. We decided to stay because they need our money, these separatists.
In this hotel in the historic center, reservations have been falling fast.
Look at November. We're supposed to be fully booked, but we only have reservations for 60% of the hotel.
Fewer clients, and many of those that have made the trip are apprehensive.
All the tourists are worried. They ask about it, and I tell them it's fine. It's just a political crisis.
But worries remain about violence in the streets.
It's true it's a bit scary because apparently there were some fights.
On Las Ramblas, this souvenir shop has lost 20% in profits.
If the situation gets worse, it's going to be an issue for me and the entire sector.
A drop in tourism that some separatists argue is just due to the end of the summer season.
Solange Mougin there with that report. Next, oil prices have inched higher in recent days. This as oil companies remain in wait-and-see mode on how U.S. sanctions on Iran could escalate. Markets also reacting to tensions in the Middle East after Iraqi forces took control of the Kurdish-held territory of Kirkuk. The government in Baghdad has urged British oil firm BP to quickly make plans to develop the region's oil fields. Iraq wants to double Kirkuk's oil output to over 1 million barrels per day.
Next, the Pacific island of Fiji says it will start issuing green bonds.
That's right. The funds raised by Fiji will be used to meet the challenges of climate change. According to the World Bank, green bonds are fixed-income liquid financial instruments that are used to raise funds dedicated to fighting climate change. Investors will be offered an attractive investment proposition as well as an opportunity to support environmentally sound projects. Here's what the country's finance minister had to say on the issue of a $50 million green bond. Take a listen.
We decided to go with the green bonds because obviously it gives us the ability to raise funds, but it also creates a particular level of awareness in the international market, awareness within the region, and gives people the opportunity to be able to assist and invest in the area of climate change to help vulnerable countries like ours. We hope to, of course, as you know, we are the only sovereign in the Pacific region to actually issue green bonds. We hope that the green bonds can also provide an opportunity to our neighboring Pacific Island countries.
Okay, that was Delano D'Souza with the business news. Time now for us to turn our attention